Hello YouTube, Red to Green here again with another recap. Today is January 10th, 2022. I traded 4 stocks and I'm pretty much break even. Very similar to what Friday's given me, and Monday's not different at all. So let's go over some of the trades I've done. The better stock for me was BBLG, and BBLG was actually on the watch list, and it did have good pullback setups and a lot of scalping opportunities, but as long as you traded it on the front side before 11 a.m., the volume came in around 10 o'clock, and some of those opportunities into the HALT were there. So it gave really good opportunities if you had a little more confidence and conviction in your orders. I didn't, for some reason. I don't know. Maybe it's just long weekend for me. I don't know. Like, I didn't feel like I had this. I had a grasp around the level 2 on BBLG. So the HALT opportunities on pullbacks were pretty awesome. You can see right here after the HALT, right, that pullback here, that entry at 572, you could have scalped definitely into that 610 area, 40 cents here, 40 cents there. 500 shares, you can make $250 easy on those quick pullbacks. Just gotta watch out, right? And another thing I noticed, and I don't know if you guys noticed that too, during the HALT on BBLG, usually when the stock halts, the price is flat. And I noticed during the HALT, it was actually trading shares. I don't know how. And you can see this. You see that little 540, 493 shares? I don't know how it's possible. So it was kind of weird. Anyway, probably a lot of suspiciously active traders saw the same, and they're like, you know what, I'm gonna get out until I know what's up with this. So yeah, I don't know. I'll be looking for some of the seasoned traders, maybe read up on it a little bit, maybe I see some news or something, but I would really want to know what happened there and why it happened. Anyway, BBLG $31, and the rest of the stocks I traded were IMMX a little bit, and then ZNGA. So ISIG I didn't trade, and also I'll talk about Tesla a little bit later. So ZNGA, this stock, I was looking for red to green move into this area here. I saw the flush, so in the flush I was looking for red to green, and it kind of started to give that around this area, and I was like, okay, well, there's flat top at 880, right? And it was getting these 82, 84, so I started to fish in that stock, and I never gotten anywhere with it. So it popped, and then it popped randomly out of nowhere, and not that much of a volume, right? And so just kind of it wasn't, I couldn't read it, it wasn't tradable that much. But then guess what happened? I looked at that stock in pre-market as a potential gapper because of the volume it had, and then I went in and looked at the float. And float is 1 billion shares. I don't know how I missed that, and that could definitely explain what's going on there. Because on the level 2, first in the DAS level 2, you can see a stacked orders of 20,000, 50,000. Like there was a 200,000, and the stock wasn't moving it. And I was like, what's going on? Like, it was odd. Maybe there was like a disbalance or something. And then I kept trading it. It would move, like like this pop from 880 to 88. That's a lot. That 8 cents for 1 billion share float stock, that's a lot. So Anyway, I'm glad I caught it. I should have probably caught it earlier, but I caught it like, I believe, around this area when it wasn't like moving through the VWAP, and I was like, what's going on there? And I looked at the float, and it was way too much, so I kind of left it alone. So I don't know. I was kind of rushing today, and wasn't getting ready for a good like. I know I didn't have a really good stock in my. I think RVPH was on watch as far as maybe a good break of that descending trend line, higher highs on maybe 360, and it never happened. It actually, I was looking at it because I don't trade the first minute, right? And it kind of popped the first minute and 60, and I was hoping it's going to continue into that 70-80 area. It never did. So I was left with ZNGA, and then ZNGA, as soon as I discovered the float, kind of left it alone. IMMX popped, but it was just basically a sympathy momentum from before, and I didn't take much of it. But anyway, it's definitely been a choppy day for me, and I was down a good bit. I was down around $75 at some point between all of the stocks I traded, and it wasn't looking good. I'm flat $6 right now. I'm flat 620 positive, so that's a second flat day for me, and I noticed the trend, right? I'm noticing that there's no momentum, or there's some momentum, but it's so sporadic, so like a choppy. It pops and it just disappears, right? The way I trade is I'm looking for that continuation on the initial pop. I'm looking for a small micro pullback, consolidation, and a higher high pop again. And it seems like it's not happening again. So I don't know if it's just a stale period of time. The January, again, we talked about it. Maybe a Valentine's Day. I don't know why I have that psychological date set, because I believe last year something happened around that day, even with all the market being crazy. But anyway, and that's a recap for all the low float stocks. So let's get into Tesla. I don't know if you watched my recap on Friday or you watched my live video today. I did talk about potentially getting into the large cap area or arena, and I started to play with Tesla, and the way I play it, I try to approach it the same as I approached the low float. And I knew it's gonna be wrong way to approach it, but I have to start somewhere, and and I have to start with something that I know how to do, and that's what I decided to start with, because I kind of watched the videos, and I didn't just pull it out of my ass like, oh, I'm just gonna do this. I watched videos. I watched level 2. I was like kind of observing around, and I noticed the similarities in the level 2 as they're on low floats, and I was like, okay, let me try it. During those dead weeks or months that we have for low floats, at least for my trading styles, it wouldn't be bad to have a backup plan, and backup plan would be the large caps. And Tesla, could move decent amount. Now, granted, it doesn't move in one candle, but it still does move. And considering that it's a $1,000 stock, so it could move $2, $3 in a matter of, like, low floor could move in 5 cents, right? So it's a similar type of movements, except the scale, right, is a little different. So I piddled with it. Maybe one share. Yeah, one share I traded. I'm down $3.52. That's a lot, right? If I were to trade 100 shares, I would be down significant, right? What, $350? So just to give you a perspective, right? The general idea of scaling in 100 shares of Tesla, that's $100,000 of buying power, and only $350 loss. Well, I mean, it's not like you're risking $100,000. because if the stock goes to zero instantly, which probably doesn't happen unless you just decided to hold it. But anyway, I traded one share with it. It was just to practice and see how the feels were on Thinkorswim, and also the feel for level 2. And what I've discovered, the fills aren't that great on Thinkorswim, on Tesla. The market order fills, they're actually worse than low float stocks. And I noticed that I get filled on the upper level of upper boundaries of the ask. Not really truly in between the bid and ask, but more towards the ask price, which is expected, right? But considering that the stock has almost $1, sometimes even higher spread during the volatile breakout moves, it's not feasible for me to hold through that and just hope that I can pay for that spread, because I'm a I'm a momentum trader, right? I'm looking for that initial pop of momentum, and I want to get in and I want to get out as soon as that momentum dies. Or I try to get in, and if I see momentum die as soon as I get in, I want to get out. And I want to. It's okay if I lose that 2-cent spread and low float. Well, with Tesla it's different. If you get in, first of all, you already get in on the upper end of things, right, towards ask price, and then the stock doesn't move or move slightly back. And when the stock doesn't move, it kind of, especially for Tesla, it's like 10 cents down. That's a flat. There's no movement, right? I usually get out because momentum's not there. Obviously, it doesn't work for my system. So I lose if it's flat, it's not moving. I lose 40, 50, 70 cents right there was that trade. And then I noticed I did catch some of the good trades. Like one of the best trades were about, I believe, $2 to $1.50. So that's good if you catch that momentum. But one of the bad trades were about $2 as well, and $2 to $3. Was it $3? Maybe $2. So I noticed that there is that disbalance of things, and on my flat trade, I was always given about 50 to 40 cents. So I need to improve my flat trades, and the only way to do that is to get a better fill. So I need to try to create buffers, perhaps not, maybe use the active trader ladder in Thinkorswim, or use a different broker that allows that flexibility. So I haven't decided how I'm going to do it, but that's the only way to do it. And also I need to improve my reading style of for large caps. I feel like I can't apply the same concept that I apply for low floats into the large caps. And that's something I'm going to continue working on and continue improving. It could be a waste of time at the end of the day, but at least, I want to try it and see if I can apply that same concept, because as you see, those low floats, they come and go, and just sometimes you have these dead months, and I don't know. Sometimes you have negative months because of that. You try to fish somewhere where there's no fish, Anyway, I know I'm rambling a lot. This video is getting pretty long, but flat day for today. Please hit a thumbs up. Please hit subscribes. We're growing slowly but surely. So I'm going to continue my adventure into this, trading, and it's definitely been interesting. It's every day brings new challenges, and I kind of like that. Every day is different, so it's not stale, it's stagnant. Anyway, guys, take care. I'll see you guys tomorrow.